We must not allow the infringement of the rights of Ukraine's Russian-speaking population.
In Verkhovna Rada right now, at this very moment, they are destroying our great Russian language.
Russia will decisively defend the rights and interests of her compatriots abroad.
And this is what Russia's defense looks like. At least 13,000 people have been killed in the war in eastern Ukraine, a quarter of them civilians, both Ukrainian and Russian-speaking. Despite these figures, Moscow continues to claim that it is safeguarding Russians and Russian speakers in Ukraine from violent reprisals. Does this oppression really exist? And why have some Russian speakers switched to Ukrainian? We met 3 of them and tried to figure it out. Where do you come from?
I am from the city of Kramatorsk in the Donetsk region. I grew up in a Russian-speaking environment. My family spoke Surzik, or a mixture of Ukrainian and Russian.
I was born in Mariupol in the Donetsk region. Believe me, absolutely no one speaks Ukrainian there, perhaps except for my teacher of Ukrainian.
I was born near Kiev, in the city of Vasilkiv. My family spoke Russian until December of 2013, or the beginning of the Revolution of Dignity.
When did you decide to switch to Ukrainian and why?
In 2014, when the war began, I switched to Ukrainian because it became a matter of principle. I realized that language matters.
In Soviet times, my great-grandfather had a mill. They called him a so-called Ukrainian kulak and shot him dead. Since the outbreak of the Russian-Ukrainian war, I realized that there is an aggressor. I started to compare it with Bolshevik Russia. Communists in Russia are like a single unit, and now it looks like a continuation of what happened in the past.
I dated a man from Mariupol who said, "Let's speak Ukrainian." I have not switched to Russian for a very long time. It's very important for me not to do it, especially after 2014, when I started to treat Russian as the language of an aggressor. I always ask stores or cafes to provide services in Ukrainian. I'm even ready to cause a scene. Do you think that it is necessary to defend Russian-speaking Ukrainians?
There's definitely no need to protect them. Back then, in Mariupol, if some man wanted to get to know me, I answered them in Ukrainian. They shouted "Banderite" and just left.
The Russian language is not oppressed in Ukraine. I never heard in this country that people say, "I don't understand Russian, speak Ukrainian." I've never heard that. Reported by Natalia Chikotun, UATV.